The Joe Rogan Experience.
My take on the CHAZ situation is they're doing I was talking about it with Colion Noir the other day. They're doing exactly the same thing they get mad at when they think about a country. They put up walls. They have borders. They have police and enforcement. They beat the fuck out of people. There's been murders inside. It's not all kumbaya. You know? It's like you just made a shittier, smaller version of a city.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
But it's got borders. A regular city, you could just drive in at Albuquerque. They let you in.
Right.
CHAZ is like, fuck you. We got border walls. You could go to San Francisco and just drive in.
No one can come in here if we have a plastic barrier.
How crazy is that?
How did that happen?
They're LARPing.
How did that happen?
It's live action role playing.
For sure.
That's what it is.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is.
And they took over the city. They took over the LARPers.
Well, they need to learn. You know, I mean, there's a thing that happens when a lot of these protesters get equated with progress, right? Whether it's Antifa or any real Marxist, left-wing, progressive, socialist movement, they have good intentions, right? And they get lumped in with the idea of progress. So people let them get away with stuff. They think, it's progress. It's going to work out. It's going to work out. But they don't have a real plan. These folks don't have a long-term plan. When Seattle gave them that, it's probably the most brilliant move ever. Like, okay, you think you can do better? Why don't you go ahead? It's like you have kids, right? When your kid's like, I know how to tie my shoes. You're like, okay, go tie your shoes. And you stand there for a minute. You want some help? I'll help you because you don't know how to tie your shoes. This is how you do it. You make the bunny ears. You go through the loop.
Right.
But sometimes you have to let a kid, I bet, particularly boys. I have all girls, but I would imagine with boys even more so. They get a little stubborn. I fucking know what I'm doing, Dad. Mm-hmm. And you got to go, oh, okay, do you? Okay, CHAZ. Good luck. Good luck.
Okay,
After
CHAZ.
6 blocks. You guys had 2 murders inside of a fucking week.
I just don't understand how that happened. I don't understand how the city just let it go. I think it's like a publicity stunt. And they wanted, I think the city or whoever's in charge of that.
There's a lot of them, man.
Letting them doing that. But they're not being overrun with like guns and bombs and bullshit. This is like, we're going to let these guys have it and then we're going to, let this fail. Like, I don't even know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It seems like a joke.
If you talk to people, my friend Rob Wolf reached out to me because some folks from the Seattle Police Department reached out to him. They're trying to get their message out. They're trying to figure it out. And essentially they were saying that the media is not telling the true story. And that the true story is every time, like the media will show them tear gassing people. That they don't say that they had set up boundaries and they said, you got to stay out of the precinct, you got to stay out of this area. You guys, you can't just invade. And every time they put up these boundaries, they would push through and then they had to use tear gas they felt to defend their position. And then they eventually had to give up the whole precinct. And then they had to give up like 6 blocks. And they don't feel like there's a lot of support for their position in the news, and they also don't feel like they're being given the freedom to defend it properly. Like they couldn't. They had to get out of there. That's why those people took it. That's why it's still locked down today. And the mayor has been saying lately, it's time to go home now. But the mayor before gave a fucked up answer of it, like saying that peaceful protest has always been great. Maybe this is the summer of love. Like, oh, okay. Good luck, lady. Like these ideas, they get connected with progress, right? So those people who really want better, right? They're angry that George Floyd got murdered, but we all are. Every normal, rational person's angry. They all want to fucking see change, but we all do. But they decided to see change in 6 blocks of Seattle that had nothing to do with George Floyd. They just took over. And they took over these buildings. So they basically did what Columbus did. They came and took over an area, but they did what Trump did. They put up a wall. And then they did what those cops did. They beat the fuck out of people.
Yeah.
I mean, they ruined their own idea within a couple of weeks. So it really was like Seattle just going, go ahead. Oh, you know how to do better?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to do better? Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
And now they're like, it's time to go home. But there's people in there that are armed. It's not that simple. I don't know how they think they're going to get these people out of there. Because you can't even get homeless people out of San Francisco. They've basically taken over Portland. Portland's filled with tents. San Francisco's nuts, man. It's nuts. You drive down the street in some neighborhoods in San Francisco, you see like multi-million-dollar houses, and there's 5 tents in front of the house. You're like, what is this? What is it? You can't litter. You can't throw beer cans on the ground. How come you can leave a tent and a fucking little camp stove and a cardboard box filled with bullshit?
And then everybody's just waiting for somebody else to come clean the tent out in front of their yard.
Everybody's waiting to fix
Joe,
the solution.
what would you do if there was 3 tents in front of your house?
It's a good question. I don't know what I'd do.
What would
I don't want to go to
Joe
jail.
Rogan, do?
I don't want to go to jail, so I don't know. Probably hire somebody to clean it up. I don't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do. What is the law? Can my kid not play in the yard? Because someone threw a fucking heroin needle in the yard, and he's got a tent right there. And if you're in Venice and you got this little tiny patch of grass where your kid can play, and your kid runs into a heroin needle that someone chucked over the fence, but we have to be progressive. We have to be nice. And people equate.
No, bro, you go knock on the tent. Hey, man, you can't have your tent here. Get the fuck out.
I'll fucking do what I want, bro.
No, actually, you won't. You're gonna get the fuck out. You're gonna get the fuck out. Nope, gotta go.
I'm a crack baby.
All right. Later. You gotta go.
I'm looking at Seattle News.
I'm not leaving.
Said they're gonna leave today. There's like an official Capitol Hill
They ran out of
occupied
food.
protest zone. Says it's concluded as of tonight, and they expect some people to not actually leave, but they're saying it's over.
See, I think somebody else funded that. I think that was a big joke. I think that was like a
Who do you
big
think funded
thing.
it?
I don't know. Probably somebody in a deep state or
that's
whatever. The guys that fund all the other stuff that goes crazy, right?
The guys who throw Epstein witnesses out of buildings.
Right.
How does that money go around? Who gets it?
It goes in Bitcoin. They buy tacos with it. I don't know.
You know, but I think people are funding it, and I don't know. There's so much shit going on that I can't just blindly believe any of these narratives anymore. It's just beyond to me.